Hello students, welcome to the channel. This is Anamika Talukdar and today this video will be for class 11, subject is business studies and my topic will be sole proprietorship as you can see. So before starting the meaning of sole proprietorship, we have to know it is a form of business enterprise. So there are many forms, this is one of the form. And what is the meaning? As the name is saying that it is sole, it means there is only one person in that business form. So there is only one person. Whenever there is one person starting a business or any individual starting a business, that is known as sole proprietorship. So as there is only one person starting the business, it means every activity, risk, loss, profit, managing of activities, taking of decisions, everything will have to be looked after only by a single person, by the owner of the business. So if profit is earned, then the person will enjoy. If loss is suffered, then the person will have to suffer. If the person is also risk bearer of the business, so it happens that everything related to that business will have to be looked after by that single person, as it is only the business form is only by a single person or an individual. So I think it's clear, because in a simple way I said that sole proprietorship meaning is when a business is started by an individual or a single person. So as it is started by a single person, everything is under a single person. So now let's move forward to the features of sole proprietorship to understand it in a better way. The first one is that is method of formation. It's the method of formation is not a tough process. Anyone having a license and also possessing a legal status to work or act for himself or herself, then that person can start a sole proprietorship business. It means if I am legally bound for my actions, I am accepting whatever will be happening in the business, I will accept it, so I will act according to that, then I can start a business. And I also have to, for some businesses, license is also required in sole proprietorship. So this is only method of formation. After I have the license for some businesses, and also if I am legally, I have possessed the legal status to act for my even mistakes or gain or losses, everything, then I can start my business. So that is method of formation. Then moving forward to point 2, that is supply of capital. As I said that the person is a single person in the sole proprietorship business, so capital will be also obviously supplied by that single person. Now that capital can come from his personal property or his or her personal property, or may be borrowed from someone else or from other sources. If the person is not capable of giving capital to his or her business, then the person will borrow. And if the person is capable of giving it from his or her personal property, then the supply of capital will come from that. Third point is legal status. So as I already said that in sole trading concern, there is only a single person, so it is not separate from the business. The business cannot be separable from the person. So if the person dies, or if the person suffers from permanent disability, then the business may come to an end. So that only is the legal status of the business, and whatever will be the actions of business, the person will be liable for those actions. Then point number 4, that is management and control. Again, it's very easy, because as there is a single person, so managing of business tasks, managing of business activities, controlling of the business will be under that single person. So the person will have to manage, take decisions, control the business activities of his or her business alone. Point number 5 is liability. So in a sole trading concern, the owner's liability for the debt is unlimited, because the person will have to take care of all the debts. The owner will have to take care. Even sometimes it may happen that for repaying the liability back, the owner may have to use the personal property. If the business properties are not sufficient to repay the debt back, then for paying the debt back, the owner may have to even use his or her personal resources. So that is liability. Point number 6 is profit distribution. Again, it's easy. The profit which is earned by business, that is enjoyed only by the owner of the business. As there is a single owner, so the whole profit of the business is enjoyed and taken by the owner himself or herself. Point number 7 is scale of operation. It's not a large scale business because it's not possible for a single person to have a large scale business, but it is not compulsory to have small scale business of operation for the sole trading. But maximum, when we see the sole trading concern, then we will see that these sole trading concerns are generally in small scale, because only a single person or owner cannot handle everything. So maximum of them we can get small scale, and some of them only, very few, we will find large scale. So that is only scale of operation. The scale of operation is small as there is a single owner. Then point number 8, that is area of operation. Area of operation is also not very big because there is only one person, so one person will have to look after everything. So the area of operation is also small, not a big one. Point number 9 is legal formalities in operation. So for operating as a sole trading concern, there is no special laws, but there are some general laws like Sale of Goods Act and Law of Contract. These are some general laws which a sole trading concern will have to follow. Then moving forward to point number 10. These are actually 3 points. I have made it 1. So whenever you write in exam, you can make it 3 separate points. These are secrecy, continuity and flexibility. As I have seen that these 3 are almost like the same one, because these will be handled by a single person. Like a secrecy, secrets of the business will be under the owner only. No one shares it, no one rather than the owner, no one shares the secrets of the business. Continuity, it depends on the person who is the owner of the business. If the person is continuing the business for his lifetime, then the business will continue. Then flexibility, how flexible will be the business, that also depends upon the owner. So these 3 are dependent again on the owner, as there is a single person. So by the name only, these 3 are very easy, we can understand. Maintaining secret, continuing the business, and the flexibility, how flexible the business is operating, how much flexibility the business has. This depends on the owner. So these are the features of sole trading concern or sole proprietorship. Very easy features, very easy meaning. So from the meaning only everything clears, and when we know about features, then it is a better understanding. When it is only by a single owner, then everything comes for the owner to handle the business operations. So for today, this much only the explanation is. Then next video I'll be discussing another form of business enterprise, or even if there is anything left for the sole proprietorship, then I will discuss it, and after I will go or move forward to the next topic. So for today, thank you very much.